You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network. I'm Nicholas Callis. These are your game recaps, standing updates, and league leaders from Thursday, August the 27th, 2020. The Athletics and Blue Jays played each other. 6-2 is the final score of this game. The Athletics ended up winning. The Blue Jays scored first. They got both of their runs in the bottom of the first inning. The Athletics chipped away in different parts of this game. They got a run in the fourth, then they tied the game in the sixth. No team scored past that point in regulation, which forced an extra inning. The Athletics piled on 4 runs in the top of the 10th inning. The Blue Jays didn't score at all in the bottom of the 10th inning, which caused them to lose. Paul Blackburn got the win out of the bullpen, his 9th win of the year, and Elvis Luciano got the loss. The Red Sox and White Sox played each other. 6-4 is the final score of this game. The Red Sox came out on top. This was a game that also took an extra inning to complete. The Red Sox scored 2 runs at the top of the 10th to go up 6-4. It's a pretty even game, too. Each team had 8 hits. The White Sox committed an error as a team, compared to the Red Sox being perfect defensively. Matt Barnes got the win, Kelvin Herrera got the loss, and Brandon Workman earned the save in the bottom of the 10th inning. It was his 33rd save of the season. The Diamondbacks and Indians played each other in an interleague matchup. 3-2 is the final score of this game. Each team scored in just 1 inning in this one. The Diamondbacks put up 3 runs in the top of the 6th. The Indians scored their 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th. The Indians out-hit the Diamondbacks in this game 12-9, but the Diamondbacks ended up winning by a run. Merrill Kelly got the win, Shane Bieber got the loss, and Archie Bradley now has 26 saves on the season. The Rockies and Braves played each other in a game that also took an extra inning to complete. 7-6 was the final score. The Braves were able to walk it off at home in the bottom of the 10th inning. This was a very even game. Each team was perfect defensively, and each team had 10 hits. Chris Martin got the win, and Brian Shaw got the loss. The Orioles and Rangers played each other. 3-2 is the final score of this game. This one took 13 innings to complete. The Rangers walked it off in the bottom of the 13th inning. It was close for hit totals as well. The Rangers had 13 hits compared to the Orioles' 9, and each team committed an error in this game. Cody Allen got the win, and Michael Rucker got the loss. The Astros and Tigers played each other. This was a blowout game, 10-1 the final, and the Astros came out on top. The Tigers 1 run on 3 hits, 1 error. The Astros 10 runs on 16 hits, no errors. It was minimal scoring early on. The Astros were scoring in singles. The Tigers made it a 2-1 game in the bottom of the 3rd, and the Astros took a 3-1 lead in the top of the 5th. Then the Astros broke out in the later part of the game. They scored 3 in the 7th and 4 in the 8th inning. Jose Urquidy got the win, and Daniel Norris got the loss. The Cubs and Marlins played each other. Close game, 4-3 was the final score of this one. This took 13 innings to complete. The Marlins were able to walk it off in the bottom of the 13th inning. The Cubs had taken the lead in the top of the 9th inning. They went up by a couple runs, but then the Marlins tied the game with a 2-run bottom of the 9th inning. That's what forced the extra innings. And the Marlins finally broke their silence in extras after walking it off for the win, and their winning streak stays intact after their win against the Cubs in this game. Ryan Stanek got the win, and Alec Mills got the loss. The Mets and Nationals played each other. This is an NL East game. 5-1 was the final score of this one. The Mets ended up winning. The Mets were scoring early. They got a run in the first and a run in the second, and by the 5th inning, they put up 3 runs to go ahead 5-0. The Nationals scored their first run in the bottom of the 7th inning and fell short by 4. Marcus Stroman got to win his 12th of the year, and Patrick Corbin got the loss. The Brewers and Reds played each other. This is an NL Central matchup. This took 7 innings to complete, and the Brewers ended up winning 7-5. The Brewers put up 2 runs in the top of the 17th inning, a run total that the Reds could not overcome, and the Reds ended up losing this marathon of a game, almost 2 full games in one. The Reds in this game also had hit the Brewers 14-13, but the Brewers still found a way to win, and each team committed an error in this game. Corbin Burns got the win, his 9th of the year, and Jose De Leon got the loss. The Padres and Dodgers played each other. This is an NL West matchup. 2-1 was the final score. Runs came at a premium in this game. The Dodgers broke the scoreless tie after putting up a run in the bottom of the 8th inning, but that lead didn't last very long. The Padres snatched the lead up in the top of the 9th inning by scoring 2 runs, and that 1-run differential that they were up by ended up holding up because the Dodgers failed to score in the bottom of the 9th inning. Matt Strahm got the win. Kenley Jansen blew the save and got the loss. And Kirby Yates turned around and earned the save in this game. He has 44 now on the season. Let's take a look at standings now. Starting in the American League East, the New York Yankees still lead. They're 77-56. They're in the middle of a 4-game losing streak, and they've lost 7 of their last 10 games. though they didn't play today. The Blue Jays are 75-61, 3.5 games back of first. They've lost their most recent 2 games, so they've won 7 of their last 10. The Rays are 70-63. They're 7 games back of first place. The Red Sox are in 4th with a 68-66 record. They're 9.5 games back of first. Their division elimination number is 20. And the Orioles are 50-83, 27 games back of the division lead, and their division elimination number is 3. In the American League Central, the Minnesota Twins still lead. They're 87-47, though they're in the middle of a 5-game losing streak. The Indians are 75-58, 11.5 games back of first, and their division elimination number is 18. The White Sox are 74-59, 12.5 games back of first. Their division elimination number is 17. And the Tigers lost today to the Astros. They're on a 4-game losing streak. They're 59-75 overall, 28 games back of first, and their division elimination number is 1. In the American League West, the Oakland Athletics lead with a 79-54 record. They're on a 5-game winning streak. The Astros are in second with a 76-58 record. They're 3.5 games back of first place. They're also on a 5-game winning streak. The Angels are 62-72, 17.5 games back of first. Their division elimination number is 12. The Rangers are 58-75, 21 games back of first. Their division elimination number is 9. And the Mariners are 56-79, 24 games back of first. Their division elimination number is 5. Here are the wildcard standings in the American League. The Astros have passed the Indians for the first wildcard spot. They're 76-58 overall. They're on a 5-game winning streak. The Indians lost most recently. They're 75-58 now, just a half game back of that first wildcard spot, but right now they're in the second position. The White Sox are a full game back. They have a 74-59 record. The Blue Jays are 75-61, 1.5 games back of that second wildcard spot. The Rays 70-63, 5 games back of that second wildcard spot. The Red Sox still lingering, and they're over a 500 winning percentage. They're 68-66, 7.5 games back of that second wildcard spot. Every other team in the American League has a winning percentage under 500 and is at least 13.5 games back of that second wildcard spot, and all these teams are on the brink of elimination from playoffs. The Angels have a playoff elimination number of 16, the Tigers and Rangers 13, the Mariners 9, the Orioles 5, and the Royals have a playoff elimination number of 1. In the National League East, the Atlanta Braves still lead. They're 77-57 overall. The Marlins won today. Their winning streak is now at 10 games. They're 75-59 overall, 2 games back of the division lead. The Nationals lost today. They're 74-61. They're 3.5 games back of first. The Nationals lost to the Mets today. The Phillies are on a 5-game winning streak. They're getting themselves back into playoff talks. They're 67-66, 9.5 games back of first place. And the Mets are 58-75, 18.5 games back of first. Their division elimination number is 11th. In the National League Central, the St. Louis Cardinals still lead. They're 75-58 overall. The Cubs are in the middle of a 3-game losing streak. They're 70-64. They're 5.5 games back of first. The Brewers are 62-71, 13 games back of first. Their division elimination number is 17, though they're in the middle of a 4-game winning streak. And the Reds are 54-80. They're 21.5 games back of first. Their division elimination number is 8. And in the National League West, the Dodgers are 88-48, though they're on a 3-game losing streak. They lost to the Padres today. The Padres are 71-63. They beat the Dodgers today. They're 16 games back of first, and their division elimination number is 12. And the Diamondbacks are 70-64, 17 games back of first. Their divisional elimination number is 11. Here are the wildcard standings in the National League. The Marlins are 75-59. They're on a 10-game winning streak, and they have the top wildcard spot. The Nationals are 74-61, a game and a half back of that first wildcard spot. The Padres are 71-63, 2.5 games back of the second wildcard spot. The Cubs are on a 3-game losing streak. They're 70-64. They're now tied with the Diamondbacks for the amount of games back of the second wildcard spot. They're both 3.5 games back, and again, they both have 70-64 records. The Phillies are hanging around as well. They're 67-66, 6 games back of that second wildcard spot, and they're on a 5-game winning streak. Every other team in the National League has a winning percentage under 500 and is at least 11 games back of that second wildcard spot, and all those teams on the brink of playoff elimination. The Brewers have a playoff elimination number of 18. The Rockies have a playoff elimination number of 13. The Mets 14. The Reds 9. The Giants 5. And the Pirates have a playoff elimination number of 1. And let's take a look at league leaders, starting with batting average leaders in the American League. J.D. Martinez leads with a .341 average. Miguel Cabrera, the next highest average, at a .337. And Francisco Lindor, the third highest, at a .324. In the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. leads with a .346. Nolan Arenado, the next best, with a .335. And Paul Goldschmidt, third best, with a .331. Hits leaders in the American League, J.D. Martinez has the most, 184. Miguel Andujar, 11 behind him with 173. And Miguel Cabrera, the third highest total, he has 171. In the National League, Jonathan Villar leads with 182. 10 behind him, Ronald Acuna Jr., who has 172. And Nolan Arenado, the third most, he has 165. At bat leaders in the American League, J.D. Martinez leads with 540. And in the National League, Jonathan Villar leads with 562. Doubles leaders in the American League, Anthony Rendon has 44, 2 behind him, Jose Abreu, who has 42, and Miguel Andujar rounds out the top 3 with 39. In the National League, Jonathan Villar leads with 53, Christian Yelich the next highest total with 39, and Juan Soto the third highest total at 38. Triples leaders in the American League, Adalberto Mondesi has the most with 8, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. and Adam Eaton tied with the second most triples, they both have 7. In the National League, Jonathan Villar leads with 13. Victor Robles and Andrew McCutchen tied with the second most. They're both at 8. Home run leaders in the American League, Justin Upton still at the top. He has 46. Yohan Moncada's reached 40 home runs this season. He's right at 40, good for the second highest total. And Chris Davis, the third highest total, he has 38. In the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. up to 47 home runs now. He's distinguished himself as the player with the most home runs in Major League Baseball. Paul Goldschmidt 4 behind him, he has 43. And Eugenio Suarez rounds out the top 3 with 38. RBI leaders in the American League, Chris Davis has the most with 105. J.D. Martinez and Nelson Cruz each tied with the second most. They're both at 102. In the National League, Paul Goldschmidt leads with 112. He also leads all of Major League Baseball. Eugenio Suarez, the next best with 104, and Ronald Acuna Jr., the third best with 97. Run scored leaders in the American League, 2 Red Sox tied for the top. Rafael Devers and J.D. Martinez each at 100 now on the year. And in the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. leads with 109 runs scored. Stolen base leaders in the American League, Malik Smith is pulling away with the lead. He has 35 stolen bases. The next best, Adalberto Mondesi, who has 28. And D. Gordon, the third highest total, with 26. In the National League, Starling Marte leads with 46. Trey Turner, the next highest total, with 44. And Jonathan Villar, the third highest total, with 35. Walks leaders in the American League, Shin-Soo Choo and Alex Bregman each have 80. They're tied for the top. And in the National League, Paul Goldschmidt has the most. He has 91. On-base percentage leaders in the American League, Miguel Cabrera has a 417, Alex Bregman the next highest with a 409, and J.D. Martinez slightly lower than Bregman's, but he's also at a 409, third best on this leaderboard. In the National League, Paul Goldschmidt leads with a 439, 9 points behind him, Christian Yelich has a 430, and Ronald Acuna Jr. third best with a 428. Slugging percentage leaders in the American League, Justin Upton, the highest at a 651. Yohan Moncada, the next highest at a 642. And J.D. Martinez, third best with a 613. In the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. leads with a 728. Paul Goldschmidt, the next highest, with a 673. And Christian Yelich, third best with a 661. On-base percentage plus slugging percentage leaders in the American League, Justin Upton has the highest at a 1.040. Yohan Moncada, the next highest at a 1.025. And J.D. Martinez, the third highest at a 1.022. In the National League, Ronald Acuna Jr. leads with a 1.156. Paul Goldschmidt, the next highest, with a 1.112. And Christian Yelich, the third highest, with a 1.091. Moving on to pitcher leaderboards, starting with wins leaders in the American League, Lucas Giolito has the most with 16. Jordan Montgomery, Jake Odorizzi, and Hyunjin Ryu each tied with the second most. They're all at 14. In the National League, Walker Buehler leads with 17. Steven Strasburg second best with 14, and Madison Bumgarner third best with 13. Losses leaders in the American League, there are 3 tied with the least. Sean Manaea, Kenta Maeda, and Chris Bassitt, they each have 3 losses. In the National League, Walker Buehler has the least amount of losses among pitchers to qualify. He's at 2. Saves leaders in the American League, Liam Hendricks has the most with 41, Brad Hand the next most with 40, and Hansel Robles the third most with 39. In the National League, Kenley Jansen and Kirby Yates tied with 44 saves, and Will Smith rounds out the top 3 with 43. ERA leaders in the American League, Kenta Maeda has the lowest at a 2.50, Sean Manaea the next lowest with a 2.71, and Hyunjin Ryu the third lowest at a 2.85. In the National League, Walker Buehler has the lowest. He's at a 1.87. Marcus Stroman the next lowest at a 2.33, and Carlos Martinez the third lowest at a 2.43. Home runs allowed among American League pitchers, Kenta Maeda has the least amount among pitchers to qualify. He has 9. And in the National League, Carlos Martinez has the least amount among pitchers to qualify. He's also at 9. Shutout leaders in the American League, Masahiro Tanaka has 5, Garrett Cole the next highest at 3, Sean Manaea, Jake Odorizzi, and Jose Barrios have each thrown 2. They're tied with the third most. In the National League, Jacob deGrom has 5, Zach Wheeler has 3, Aaron Nola, Pablo Lopez, Sandy Alcantara, Merrill Kelly, Walker Buehler, and Clayton Kershaw, they're all tied with 2. Strikeout leaders in the American League, Garrett Cole has 221, Lucas Giolito has 205, and Jake Odorizzi third best with 189. In the National League, Steven Strasburg has the most with 223. Max Scherzer, the next highest total, with 201. And Clayton Kershaw on the brink of 200. He's at 199. Complete games thrown among American League pitchers. Masahiro Tanaka has 5. Garrett Cole has 3. Corey Kluber, Sean Manaea, Jake Odorizzi, Jose Barrios, Aaron Savali, and Hyunjin Ryu all tied with 2. In the National League, Jacob deGrom has 5. Zach Wheeler the second most with 4. And Aaron Nola the third most with 3. Next pitch leaders in the American League, Hyunjin Ryu has 189 and a third. In the National League, Clayton Kershaw has thrown 187 even. Walks allowed among American League pitchers. Jordan Zimmerman has the least amount among pitchers that qualify. He has 33. And in the National League, Brett Anderson has the least amount among pitchers that qualify. He has 35. Whip leaders in the American League, Sean Manaea has a 101 whip, the lowest. Hyunjin Ryu, the second lowest, at a 107. And Masahiro Tanaka, the third lowest, at a 110. In the National League, Clayton Kershaw has the lowest at a 106, slightly higher than Kershaw's is Pablo Lopez's. He has a 106 as well, but again, slightly higher. And Steven Strasburg, the third lowest, at a 108. Pitching world leaders in the American League, Jake Odorizzi has a 4.4, Masahiro Tanaka close to him at a 4.3, and Kenta Maeda, the third highest, with a 3.7. In the National League, Walker Buehler leads with a 4.7, Jacob deGrom, the next highest, at a 4.3, and Clayton Kershaw, third best, with a 4.2. And batting world leaders in the American League, Yohan Moncada has a 7.9, Francisco Lindor, the next highest, at a 7.2, Alex Bregman also has a 7.2, but he's slightly lower than Lindor's, but also at a 7.2, third best on this leaderboard. And in the National League, Marcus Semien has an 8.5, Ronald Acuna Jr. close to him with an 8.4, and Nolan Arenado rounds up the top 3 with a 7.8. These have been your game recaps, standing updates, and league leaders from Thursday, August the 27th, 2020. I'm Nicholas Callis. You've been watching Major League Baseball's Virtual Network.